JT never met Fat Tone. Fat Tone didn't even know that nigga. That was somebody Rich knew. And by then, the nigga fell off or whatever he was doing, came down, said him and Snoop was doing a magazine. He was going around, collecting money for a certain amount of pages. You gotta pay so much. Came down to Kansas City and ran straight game on them boys. I seen J Diggs All-Star Weekend. He had about 20 women with him, probably more, all bad bitches. I said, I'm Fat Tone's relative. I said, I want you to know that my relative didn't have nothing to do with that. The guys who did that, they're no more. We shook hands, that was that.
So after that situation happened, they try to say it was a retaliation for Mac Dre.
Yeah, and I just sat back and watched the bullshit. I sat back dormant for years, watching shit. And I just laughed, and the Fat Tone documentaries and Fat Tone versus Mac Dre and the JT, the Bigga Figga nigga talking about J Diggs paid Fat Tone to kill Mac Dre, and then they turned around and killed Fat Tone. Like, man, fuck out of here with all that bullshit, man. Like, J Diggs never met Fat Tone. You know what I'm saying? JT never met Fat Tone. Fat Tone didn't even know that nigga. That was somebody Rich knew. And by then, Rich, the nigga fell off or whatever he was doing. Wasn't nobody fucking with him. Nigga came down here and said it, and this is a true story. I can't make this up. The nigga came down and said him and Snoop was doing a magazine. That's when magazines was popular. He got these niggas, he was going around collecting money from me, telling niggas it was, for a certain amount of pages, you gotta pay so much. And these niggas giving this dude the money. I mean, he made off with some racks. No magazine ever came about. He scammed them. He scammed them. Came down to Kansas City and ran straight game on them boys. And he know I ain't lying when I say it. I can't make this up. Because the motherfuckers called and asked me if I told them, y'all got me bent. I'm not giving no nigga nothing for nothing. And I stood on it. And them niggas did, and they got burnt.
Gold gang.
Ain't it? I bet Snoop never knew that.
He passed, and they say, it's because of Dre. Did you see shit coming from the Bay Area, to Kansas City? Did you feel the relationship or anything fucked up?
Yeah. Guys that I had relationships with, they quit fucking with me. And I ain't gonna say really relationship, but guys I did business with. You know what I'm saying? They was basically like, fuck Kansas City. But what they didn't know is Kansas City we had a lot of love from Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mac Dre's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't the way the media and the way they try to portray it, because it was really like some Kansas City and the Bay type of bullshit. Because for real, motherfucker went to the Bay with some KC shit on, they gonna have some problems. You know what I'm saying? And that was all media shit. That was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? My cousin, I seen J Diggs in Arizona All-Star Weekend. And this is a true story. He got off a bus. And when they say, where J Diggs at, that's some real shit. That man had about 20 women with him, probably more. All bad bitches. And he walked past, and I had a little chick with me, and I'm like saying J Diggs, but I must say it out loud. And the little bro was like, yeah, that's right, J motherfucking Diggs. So I'm looking at her like, bitch, like, I ain't, So I said, this is a perfect time to step to the man, let the man know that cuz ain't had nothing to do with that. So I walk up on him and, we shook hands and we hugged. And I said, I held on to his hand. I'm like, you don't know who I am, huh? And he's looking like, I said, I'm Fat Tone's relative. I said, I'm Chuck Littlejohn. And he grabbed me like, okay, we hugged, and I'm holding his hand. I just I look, let him in man to man. It wasn't no tough guy shit. It was man to man, you know what I'm saying? Very respectful. But I just wanted you, told him, I said, I want you to know that my relative didn't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But the guys who did it, they're no more. And he looked, and she said, I had my doubts. See, that was his exact words. He walked off. I mean, we shook hands. He went his way, I went my way. That was that.